Hello student, in previous video we have seen about the dihybrid cross. In that two pairs of contrasting characteristic focused one and that two character, one the shape and another one that color of the seed. In that round shape and wrinkled shape and green and yellow color we have taken. And in F1 generation all the seed that we got round and yellow one. Then after there is a self pollination, self between a self cross between the F1 and F1 generation. So in that we get the phenotype ratio 9 gem 3 gem 3 gem 1. How it is occur that I explained from this table. So in the phenotype ratio, the round and yellow seed that we get 9, round and green that is 3, wrinkle and yellow also 3, and wrinkle and green seed that we got 1. And from observation we can say that here the round and the yellow seed, it become a dominant character because it shows in the next generation. It is a expressed one, so that we consider as a dominant characteristic. Whereas occurrence of new phenotype combination, in that the one is dominant and another one the recessive one. But the only whatever the dominant character, that is only the expressed one. So we can say that the The occurrence of new phenotype combination shows that the gene for round and yellow seed are inherited independently of each other. Now the next topic, that is of how do this trait get expressed. Means as we discussed that the dominant character is expressed in the next generation. But how this character it is expressed in the next generation, for that which kind of things is responsible, that we will discuss in this video. So the how do the traits get expressed? So in that the cellular DNA, as we know that DNA means it is a deoxyribonucleic acid, and it is the informational source for making a protein in the cell, and these all the proteins that is called the gene, and which is the responsible for the characteristic. So the cellular DNA, it is the main source, we can say that, which is responsible for the expression of the characteristic. Why? Because there's this cellular DNA which possesses the information for the making of protein, and this protein is responsible for the making of gene, and this gene is responsible for the expressing of the characteristic. So the cellular DNA is the information source for the making protein in the cell. A section of DNA that provides information for one protein and is called the gene for that protein. As I told you that the protein, which is DNA, that provides the information, and according to that the protein is synthesized, and this one protein is called the gene, and this gene is responsible for the particular characteristic. For example, here you can see that plant height can thus depend on the amount of particular plant hormone, and the amount of the plant hormone made will depend on the efficiency of the process of for making it. Means for the plant height, for that the plant hormone is responsible, and this plant hormone, it is a protein in nature, and for that the particular gene is responsible, and how it is efficient. According to that, the secretion of the hormone is occur. Means the plant height can thus depend on the amount of particular plant hormone, and the amount of plant hormone made will depend on the efficiency of the process for making it. Now let's see the cellular DNA. DNA, as I told you, it is the main informational source which is responsible for the synthesis of the protein, and whatever the hormone is there, enzyme is there. So in that the basic nature, it is made up by the protein only. So the cellular DNA means which is the informational source, which is the inherited material, whatever the character it is in a parent, that is a passed to the next generation. So the plant height can so the cellular DNA, it is a informational source, and which is responsible for the synthesis of protein, and like for that the enzyme, hormones, these all the things is made up, and which is work efficiently. Then if it is secret, it is work more efficiently, then the more hormone will secrete. If the more hormone will secrete, then the tallness of the plant, it is also increased, means the height of the plant is also increased. So due to that the height of plant is increased, means we can say that this genes, particular genes is responsible for the particular characteristic. If the secretion of hormone is more is occur, then the height of the plant is increased. If the gene which is responsible for the height, means the hormone which is responsible for the height, that making gene, it is a less efficient, that means the secretion of hormone is also occur in less amount, so that the height of the plant, it is a suppressed one, means the we get the medium height or short heighted plant. So therefore the gene, we can say that the gene is control the characteristic, or you can say the traits. Let's see one more time how the gene, how the characteristic or how the traits get expressed. The cellular DNA is an information source for making a protein in the cell. A section of DNA that is provide the information from for one protein and is called the gene, and that gene is responsible for the particular that protein, and the plant height can thus depend on the amount of particular plant hormone. The amount of plant hormone made will depend on the efficiency of the process for the making of it. Now the cellular DNA, it is a main informational source and which is responsible for the synthesis of protein, and it is a basic structure of the enzyme, hormones. And if it is a work of efficiently, then the more hormone is secreted. If the more hormone secreted, then the tallness of the plant is also increased one, so the plant is become a tall one. So we can say that the genes is control the characteristic, or you can say the traits. If the more hormone secret, that means the tall heighted plant we get. If the less hormone is secreted, then it is a short heighted one. So we can say conclude that the gene controls the characteristic, or you can say the traits. Now the next topic is sex determination. Sex determination means to identify, to determination the sex, whether it is a male or female. That is called the sex determination. The determination of sex of an offspring is known as a sex determination. Offspring means whatever the new baby is, new organism is arise, that calls the offspring from the parent one. So the determination of the sex of an offspring is known as a sex determination. Now the factors responsible for the sex determination. So for the sex determination, which kind of characteristic, which kind of factors are affecting, that we will study. The environmental and the genetic factors are responsible for the sex determination. There are major two factors which is responsible for the sex determination. The first character, which is a environmental characteristic, and the second one, that is of genetic characteristic. Means the two factor measure they give the impact on the sex determination, the environmental factors, and the second one, that is of genetic factors. Let's see the first factor which is affecting on a sex determination. It is the environmental. How? So in some of the animal, the temperature at which the fertilized eggs are kept decide the gender. For example, the turtle. Means in the some of the organism, the sex determination means the gender of the organism. Means it is a becoming a male or female, which is depend on the environmental factor like a temperature. If the high temperature is there, then the particular gender is arise, and suppose a decreasing temperature is there, then the particular gender is arise. So the in the some of the animals, the temperature at which the fertilized egg are kept would decide the gender. For example, turtle. In the turtle, the temperature will decide the gender. So we can say that in turtle, the sex determination is occur, which is based on the temperature. So this is comes under to the environment. Now let's see the next factor which is affecting on a sex determination. It is the genetic factors, means in a some of the animals like a human being as well. The gender or individual which is determined by a pair of chromosome, means which kind of chromosome they possess for the in a offspring. According to that, the new offspring is arise, whether it is male or female, which is depend on the totally chromosome, which kind of chromosome they passed. According to that, it is a decide. If you are talking about in human being, then in human being there is a two kinds of chromosome is there, the XX and XY. In that, the XX which is responsible for the female, and for a XY which is responsible for the male. So here you can see that in some of the animals like a human, gender or individual is determined by a pair of chromosome that is called the sex chromosome. Here you can see the XX chromosome which is responsible for the female, whereas the XY chromosome which is responsible for the male. Let's revise one more time. The sex determination. The determination of sex of an offspring is known as a sex determination, and the factors which is responsible for the sex determination, it's the environmental and the genetic factors are responsible for the sex determination. The second factor is affecting on sex determination is the environmental factor. In some animals, the temperature at which the fertilized eggs are kept decide the gender, for example, turtle. And in genetic factor, some of the animals, like a human being as well, the gender or individual is determined by the pair of chromosome called the sex chromosome. Suppose the chromosome is a XX, then it is become a female. And suppose the sex chromosome it is a XY, then it is a male one. Now let's talk about the sex chromosome. If you are talking about the human being, then there are total 23 pairs of chromosome, means total 46 chromosome. But if we are talking in a pair, then it is a 23 pairs of chromosome. So out of this 23, the 22 pairs of chromosome that is called the autosome, means which is not party which is not responsible for the sex determination, but the one, only one pair is there which is responsible for the sex determination, so that is called the sex chromosome. So out of 23, the total 22 chromosome pairs that is called the autosome, and the one which is responsible for the sex determination, it is called the sex chromosome. So in human beings, there are 23 pairs of chromosome. Out of these 22 pair of chromosome that are called the autosome, and the last pair of chromosome that has to decide gender, means which is responsible for the sex determination, then it is called the sex chromosome. Here you can see in the female there is a XX chromosome is there, and for the male the XY chromosome is responsible. Here you can see the cross between here the XY, it is comes from the male, and from the female XX is there. Suppose this X is fused with this X, then the female is arise. Suppose this Y is fused with this X, then it is become a male. Means if the chromosome is XX, then the female is arise, and if it suppose the XY is there, then the male is become. So this shows that the half of the children will be the boys and the half of will be girls. So all the children will inherit an X chromosome from their mother, regardless whether they are boys or girls. You can see that in the both there is a X is there, but only in a male the Y is there, but in female 2X is there. Thus, the sex of children will be determined by what they inherited from their father and not from their mother. Means the father chromosome only decide whether the offspring is become a female or male. Suppose the father is give the X chromosome to the female, then it is become a XX. That means the offsprings become a female. Suppose the father is give the Y chromosome to the female, means the from the X, so the it become XY. So the next offspring is becoming a male. So the totally determination is based on the father chromosome, which kind of chromosome is fertilized by the female egg. According to that, the offspring gender is decided. In next video, we will see the evolution part. Thank you.